PayPal, and please ask your friends to subscribe to the show. Keep us on the air because we want to discuss the things that are important to you. And one of them is the politics of Justin Trudeau and heating oil and carbon tax and all that stuff. Jay Goldberg is with the Canadian Taxpayers Federation. He joins me right now because I want to put the question to you. I just say that fast, get it out there. It looks like the party discipline of Trudeau's party, it's no longer the Liberal Party, it has been for years, is starting to crack. Otherwise, he wouldn't have switched his complete modus operandi on the tax.
I think there's a lot of people in Atlantic Canada, a lot of MPs that are now prepared to stand up for their constituents in a way that they didn't before. You had Newfoundland MP Ken McDonald vote with the Conservatives to completely repeal the carbon tax. You had 3 Liberal MPs from Atlantic Canada vote along with the other parties to get rid of the carbon tax on farms for fuel. There are Liberals who are standing up and saying our constituents deserve better, and they,
But did those constituents deserve better before? Because these Liberal MPs were just like a bunch of lemmings going along with Trudeau, and they knew what was going to happen, or they should have known.
They should have known, and in some cases I think it's because Atlantic Canada, these MPs negotiated a carve-out from the carbon tax for Atlantic Canada. Home heating was not taxed in Atlantic Canada, much of Atlantic Canada, until July the 1st. And now it's getting cold, and now people are realizing that the bills are coming in. And so those MPs had a special deal for their region. It was taken away. And then as you saw Goody Hutchins saying, if enough Liberal MPs advocate in caucus, we can get a carve-out for the region of our favor, which in this case was Atlantic Canada.
And she's saying that there are no Liberal or very few Liberal MPs west of Ontario, and that's why those guys are getting taxed to the hilt. So what does this do for national unity when you have the country right down in half?
Well, she said the quiet part out loud, right? And that's Atlantic Canada. They need to win seats there, so they've carved out for home heating. But I would point out that 60% of households in Atlantic Canada don't use home heating oil. They're still going to be hit with the carbon tax. But the other question I have is, where are all the Ontario MPs? The majority of people in Ontario use natural gas. The majority of MPs in Ontario are Liberals. Where are they standing up for us?
So they're getting taxed still, unless the Premier of Ontario says, like the Premier of Saskatchewan, I'm not going to collect your dirty tax, feds.
I think it was very bold of Premier Moe in Saskatchewan to do that, and I'm glad he put the chips down, and he should absolutely challenge the Trudeau government. I hope other premiers will stand with him and fight against the carbon tax everywhere, but on home heating for sure.
So Joe Oliver, former Minister of Finance, wrote saying that Trudeau should really step down. And he's talking about Chamberlain and Churchill. I guess the difference, though, is that when Chamberlain had to step down before World War II, there was Churchill to replace him. And there's nobody like a Churchill to replace Trudeau now.
Well, you know what? Churchill took things in a very different direction policy-wise. If there's a Liberal who wants to come forward and completely scrap the carbon tax, balance the budget, cut taxes, good for them, come forward, become Prime Minister.
Liberal Party is no longer like that anymore. Jay, thanks very much. 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Liberties and freedom of speech are under attack in Canada like never before. So let's keep this discussion on the air. PayPal, write a check, and please include your address so I can write a thank you letter to you. And ask your friends, please subscribe. It's important to keep this on the air. And thank you.